What is up, guys? My name is Rob Donaldson, and today we are back with episode number 178 of Rob's Best Bets. And in this episode, we are talking football, and that means NFL and college football. And I am so pumped to get into the slate, but before we jump into the picks, I just want to give a massive shout out to Underdog Fantasy, of course, for sponsoring today's video. And if you do want to get involved with the pick'em videos that we do on this channel, or post on Twitter, or just want to take part in some of their daily contests, heading over there and use my promo code ROBDFB at sign up. And for a limited time, they're going to be matching 100% up to $500. That's an amazing deal. It's an amazing platform. It's a ton of fun, and look forward to a post on Twitter tomorrow, just kind of outlining a pretty fun one that I've got cooked up for us over there. But other than that, let's hop into these picks. All right, for our first pick of the day, we are starting off in Ames, Iowa, where we have Iowa State taking on the Jayhawks, and the Jayhawks are coming off an emotional win, but Iowa State has been playing better and better ball every single week after kind of getting stomped out by the same team that the Jayhawks just beat. But hey, I do think this Iowa State team is talented, and they're figuring it out on offense, especially right now. And I do think they get this done. So let's lay the 2.5 points here for 2 units for our first pick of the college football slate. For pick number 2, we are heading down to Stillwater, Oklahoma, where we have Bedlam. This is a great rivalry between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. And we even saw that kind of boil over with Mike Gundy and Brian Bosworth on a press conference and then following up on social media. And when you look at these two teams, I really do think the wrong team is actually favored here. I think Oklahoma State, I mean, you look at their last 5 games even. They're 4-1 with losses to only Iowa State. And in that same span, they have wins over Kansas State, Kansas, West Virginia, and then a blowout win over Cincinnati. They have an impressive resume, and they've looked impressive to back it up as well. And I think they win this thing outright, but we're getting 6 points. We might as well take them. So let's take it for 2 units for our second pick of the college football slate. For pick number 3, we are heading down to the Sun Belt, where we have one of my more intriguing matchups to watch in terms of the group of 5 this weekend. And that matchup is going to be between Coastal Carolina and Old Dominion. And Old Dominion is a team that I think has looked really impressive so far this year. And obviously Coastal is a team that, from the group of 5 perspective, is always going to be publicly backed because of the notoriety that they have for having recent success. But I do think Old Dominion is the better team at home in a pick'em spot. I like it. So let's take the 1 point here with Old Dominion for our third pick of the week. For pick number 4, we are heading out to the Pac-12, where we have a really fun matchup between USC and Washington. And, 5 weeks back, this game is reversed in terms of the line. Right now, we're seeing USC +3 and Washington -3, and I do think a lot of that is just recency bias playing in effect. A lot of people thinking Caleb Williams might be mailing it in, but listen, Lincoln Riley is still a great coach. This USC team is still loaded with talent despite how awful their defense is, and I don't think Washington is some kind of world beater, even though they're an impressive ball club. So let's take USC at home, getting the 3 points for 3 units for our fourth pick of the week. For pick number 5, we are heading down to Austin, Texas, where we have the Longhorns taking on K-State. And man, this is arguably one of the best games of the weekend, and there is a ton of great games this weekend as well. And when you look at Kansas State, I really do think this team has flipped a switch in the second half so far. And Texas kind of looks pedestrian, especially with their issues at quarterback, especially with their injuries. And I really do think they're missing Bijan Robinson a ton right now on the offensive side of the ball. And I really do think this is Kansas State's game to lose, even though they are the underdog. So let's go ahead and take the 4 points with Kansas State for 3 units for our 5th play of the week. For pick number 6, we are heading down to Mississippi, where we have Ole Miss taking on Texas A&M, and Jimbo Fisher and Lane Kiffin go way back. And this is also a pretty tense rivalry and over recent years, that is. And I really do think Texas A&M has the horses to get it done here, even though Ole Miss is bringing in all the hype. I mean, I feel like this line kind of tells a story as well. So let's take the Aggies, getting the 3.5 points for 3 units for our 6th play of the week. For pick number 7, we are heading back to the Pac-12, and this time we are staring at a matchup between Oregon State and Colorado, and kind of like USC, Colorado is a team that had a lot of hype midway through the season, maybe just kind of early season if you want to classify it that way, and ever since they have plummeted. I mean, the Shedeur Sanders Heisman talk has absolutely dissipated. The Deion Sanders as coach of the year or Colorado making a bowl game hype has absolutely dissipated, but wouldn't it be something if they once again kind of prove the world wrong after losing to good teams? I mean, the Stanford loss was really bad, don't get me wrong, but they did have that game in the bag. They did build up a serviceable lead, and they just couldn't get the job done. I do think they potentially can get the job done here against Oregon State, so let's take the 13.5 points for 2.5 units, and for a full extra unit, let's go ahead and take Colorado on the full game money line here as well. All right, for our final play of the college football slate on Saturday, we are heading down to Columbia, South Carolina, where we have the Gamecocks taking on the Gamecocks of Jacksonville State. And man, do we really love this Jacksonville State team? They've made us a lot of money in terms of betting the under, betting the over, just betting them to cover or win outright as a plus dog. And they're once again in a spot where I do think that they can put some fear of God into the South Carolina Gamecocks. With Rich Rod, I think this could be a defining game for his career and maybe a career resurrection, if you will. So let's take Jacksonville State, getting the 15.5 points for 3.5 units, and for a full extra unit, let's take them on the first half money line here as well. All that being said, I really want to thank you guys for checking out today's video, and if you do want to show some love, make sure you hit that like button, you subscribe to the channel, and you comment down below. And man, let's have another great college football Saturday. These have been treating us so damn well, and guys, this is the last Saturday where we won't have college basketball all the way until late April, early May almost. So buckle up. This is a crazy time for sports betting. We are going to approach it cautiously in terms of volume. Today, obviously, is an exception because I like a lot of these lines, and we have been cooking it with college football. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. And as always, I will see you in a future video. Take it easy.